What's up, everybody? My name is Rose, and tonight I'm going to play some Q*bert for you guys. Why am I going to play Q*bert? Well, because I watched the Pixels movie last night, and I want to talk about that movie. Since Q*bert was in that movie, I thought it was fitting. So, here we go. This is the original Q*bert game released for, I believe it was the Atari, for about 20-something years ago. And I grew up, a little bit playing this game. It gets pretty hard the further into it you get. But enough of that. I saw the Pixels movie last night, and despite what the critics had to say about it, they only gave the movie a 11. An 11 out of 100. The movie was a lot better. Oh, jeez, let me get out of the way. Than the critics certainly made it sound. And I am playing like poop. Let's try that again. That was just practice. That was just practice. So the movie was a lot better than the critics made it sound, only giving it 11 out of 100 score. The movie starred Kevin James, Adam Sandler, the midget guy, or I should say the short person from Game of Thrones. It starred him. It starred a couple others who are known in the movie business. And I think the movie turned out pretty well. I knew about the movie since the first trailer was revealed during last winter. And some people didn't know about it until it came out. I mean, I guess I could understand that, seeing as, they didn't promote it all that much. The movie didn't get many TV commercials until maybe a week or so before it came out. But I fairly enjoyed it. The movie was an hour and 46 minutes long if you include the credits, which I didn't happen to stay to watch, as I don't really care for credits all that much. But yeah, the movie starts out being set in 1982, and starts out with two friends going to an arcade. And they play in games like Galaga, and they showed Asteroids, Pac-Man, and games like that. And then the movie cuts to a video game arcade tournament, and that's pretty much where the movie starts to take off. The movie had a lot of scenes that pretty much had something that made you laugh, which I enjoyed. It's not really a comedy, but it has comedy in it, which was great. I like that. I like I like movies that try to be serious, but give you a good amount of laughter at the same time. One thing I could say for the movie was early on, there were a couple of short scenes that probably lasted maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops, that probably could have been cut out of the movie, and the movie still would have made complete sense. There were also a couple scenes early on in the movie that really didn't make any sense until later on in the first half of the movie. There were video games featured in this movie again, as I mentioned, a few of them that came to life and attacked Earth, as being shown in the movie trailer, including Space Invaders, Galaga, Pac-Man. Duck Hunt made an appearance. Q*bert was in the movie. And what I liked about Q*bert's appearance is I thought he would just be a cameo appearance, as they didn't really make a big deal like they did with Donkey Kong being in the movie. But Q*bert actually did play a role in the movie, and I was really happy about that, because Q*bert is considered a classic, but Q*bert is one of it's probably the more underrated classic out of all of them. So I really like that, and that was pretty cool. The movie took place once it started getting going. There's a scene in the movie that took place in India, Australia, New York City, and up in space, I guess. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, you also saw a lot of other video games, like Frogger, Tetris, a couple of them that I didn't really remember what they were, but I'm sure I've played them. Honestly, I like the movie, you know. Some people are saying, oh, this movie's not going to be very good. And that was probably based on the critic reviews. Couple people I've seen saying that, well, the movie never looked very interesting to begin with. And that's fine. But I would say, you know, give it a shot. If you can remotely relate to the movie at all, give it a shot. I mean, the movie's out now in theaters. It came out on the 24th, this past Friday, and it's enjoyable enough. If you're gonna watch this movie, I suggest going to the theater and experiencing it. I'm sure it looks pretty cool in 3D. I saw it in regular 2D because 3D wasn't an option tonight. 3D wasn't an option tonight because I went to what was called Tuesday Family Movie Night, where all movies were $7.50 as opposed to almost $11. So, you know, there's that. But I would say definitely try this movie out in theaters. I mean, I think if you can relate to video games, if you can relate to the kinds of video games from the 80s, you'll probably enjoy it. I mean, I've grown up playing these games. I didn't play them very often because I'm a 90s kid, but I still have played these games. I have played Donkey Kong. I have played Frogger. I have played Tetris. I love Tetris. I love Q*bert. I've played Space Invaders, Galaga, Asteroids. I've played all of them that were shown in this movie. And I, for one, thought it was pretty good. I laughed at almost every scene. The movie made sense, although it could have been done a little bit better. But I'm not going to complain. The movie was pretty damn good. And to the people that didn't like it, well, that's their opinion, I don't have a problem if you don't like the movie. But basically what I'm getting at is check out the movie. It's in theaters now. You're going to want to go to the theater for it. Don't pirate it. Piracy is wrong. And it sucks. Are you kidding me? And for those of you who have seen Pixels already, and for those of you who see this movie and then see this video, why don't you leave a comment, down below. Let me know what you thought of the movie, because I'm interested in seeing who else liked this movie, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I went to the movie with my older brother and my youngest brother. My older brother only saw the movie because Adam Sandler was in it, and he said he's liked every single Adam Sandler movie that he's seen so far, so he wanted to see it because of that. So I figured, whatever, maybe he'll like it anyway. And he did. My youngest brother, who was born in 2004. Really can't relate to any of those games and what it felt like to, maybe doesn't know what it felt like really to play any of those games. But he said it was good too. See, I was getting like little flashbacks while I was watching the movie, which this was great. When they were showing those games and those kids playing those games in the beginning of the movie, it made me think a little bit of like, a bit of my childhood when I played those games and I enjoyed them. And, that's what that movie does really well. And I'm glad. So, I want to thank the creators of Pixels for making a pretty good movie. Sadly, the end of the movie doesn't scream sequel, but if there ever would be a Pixels sequel, whatever they call it, whether it be just Pixels 2 or whatever, I would love to see some other movies. Not movies. I'd love to see some other games from the later 80s and the early 90s or whatever get pixelated. I think it'd be pretty cool to see Super Mario go rogue and Link to go bad and whatnot. I think it'd be pretty badass to see maybe see Sonic go rogue or Mega Man. I think that'd be pretty freaking interesting. There were also a couple cameo appearances by tennis star Serena Williams for whatever reason, and the creator of Pac-Man was in the movie. Now, the one thing I didn't like, probably what I liked the least, was the Pac-Man scene. The cars that were supposed to be like the ghosts, they didn't resemble ghosts one bit, but because of whatever technology they used, they acted just like the ghosts. And I thought it could have been neater. If the cars could have somehow resembled the ghosts more, that would have been pretty cool. Not to mention, during that scene there was only 3 instead of 4, which kind of sucked. But you'll understand why that was just by watching the scene. The scene that happened before the actual chase was on. Now, I like the movie. I would give it 4.5 stars out of 5. The movie had plenty to laugh at. Some good jokes. You have your cliche romance angle, some cheesy one-liners, characters with cheesy nicknames, and it was all done in good taste. And that's what I liked about it. When you go see this movie, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I feel it is definitely worth the... Great. That's cool. I think it was definitely worth the price of a ticket. Especially if you get it at a discounted price like I did. So, give the movie a shot. You might like it. And if you don't go see it in theaters, definitely check it out when the DVD and Blu-ray comes out, which won't be until next year, unless they decide to push a holiday DVD release for Christmas or something, which is completely possible. Anyways, this video wasn't meant to be a movie review or anything. This was mainly just my thoughts on the movie and what I liked about it. So, thanks for listening. My name is The Rose, and I'll catch your ass next time.